let's look at some good news in regards to the jobs in our area. DeepOcean, based in Darlington, have secured a contract with Scottish Power Renewables, which has safeguarded 150 jobs in the North East. They're fabricating and installing export cables from the North East, the North East Anglia offshore wind farm. Joining me now is the Commercial Director, Pierre Boyd, from DeepOcean in Darlington. A very good afternoon. Thanks for joining us this afternoon on BBC T's Pierre. Brilliant news for our area.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic news. Yeah, Gary, thanks very much for having us on.
It's a pleasure. It is an absolute pleasure. Now, let me not get too technical because I might sort of fall over because I'm not too good with it, the technicalities of it all. But tell us a little bit about DeepOcean and what you do.
Okay, well, DeepOcean, we've been been in the Northeast since around 1998 when we were initially in Middlesbrough back then. We're based in Darlington now, and we've been, we were very active in the oil and gas industry in its heyday, but in the past few years we've been really focusing a lot on offshore wind and other, let's say, electricity projects that go underwater. So in the world of offshore wind, what we basically do is we put in the cables that connect up the individual turbines in the wind farm, so from turbine to turbine, and then we also put in the much bigger cables that go all the way from the offshore wind farm back to shore. That
is amazing. It is so technical, and for it to come to the North East, it must be amazing.
No, it's absolutely fantastic. You know, it's something we've been working on very, very hard for the past few years, and it's really, this is the latest in a bit of a string of successes for us. So back in November, we announced we got a big contract with Dong for putting in the smaller cables, the array cables on the Hornsea wind farm, and to top it off, we've now signed this fantastic contract with Nexans and themselves for Scottish Power Renewables to put in those much bigger export cables that run all the way back to the beach on the East Anglia One project.
Is this the key, keeping ahead of the curve and making sure to see what the next big thing is and then sort of producing stuff for that?
I think that's really the key, Gary. We spotted there was a great opportunity here, and 4 or 5 years ago we started thinking about a new state-of-the-art vessel where we could really take a lead, particularly putting in these bigger export cables. We work with some great suppliers, a lot of UK suppliers, I've got to say, to build some of the cable lay and some of the cable trenching equipment we need for that, and it's really paid off. This is the fifth really good contract we get for this new vessel.
It's amazing. Now the thing is, you're going to need new people coming to work. Talk us through your recruitment policy, because you're recruiting STEM graduates. Is that right?
Well, we've been, bringing graduates on board has really been one of the strengths of DeepOcean, and that's not in the past couple of years. That's over the past 10 years or so we've been doing that. So, I mean, these latest awards, I would say it's really about safeguarding jobs we've already got in Darlington, but it does open up the possibilities for us to also look at bringing on the next round of graduates and for investing in the next round of talent that will see us through for the next 10 or 15 years.
And that's so important for the UK economy as well, isn't it?
This is absolutely critical. You know, what really differentiates us, and particularly in the era of Brexit, what we're going to need to do is always be investing in the class-leading stuff, the stuff that really differentiates us, and ultimately that's all to do with people's ideas, and it's about getting smart people working for us in the economy.
And we've done that in the North East for hundreds of years, haven't we? We've been at the forefront of anything industrial in production, and we're still doing it now.
We're absolutely at the forefront, and something I love to remind everyone of is, when it comes to the offshore wind game, where there's a lot of export possibilities, now we can produce everything you need for an offshore wind farm can be produced in the UK, and most of it can be produced even better between the Tyne and Tees rivers.
Amazing stuff. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. That's Pierre Boyd, who's the Commercial Director from DeepOcean in Darlington. Sounds brilliant, doesn't it?